नमोऽहं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादि सतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गौर हरि बोल जय गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धसिंहानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मुगं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotra Sri Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthai Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayini Gaura Kata Dhamadaya Nagara Grama Tarini Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthai Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desdharani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, welcome one and all to this session of Isopanisad. We saw the invocation mantra, and so I asked you to go through the purport of that mantra and come back with a little talk on what did you understand from that. Maybe 5 or 6 paragraphs are there. So what exactly did you understand? So you raise hand if you are prepared for that. Whoever is prepared for that. Everybody is supposed to present. Whoever came last class, which is on the assignment was given on Sunday, I think. Yesterday morning. Okay, Navneet, Govinda and Jai Lakshmi Mataji are ready.
Mataji, I put more time for the sloka recitation and meaning on the sloka and only little time on the purport, Mataji. Is it okay?
That's okay. We want 2 or 3 minutes. We don't want to elaborate. Just did you read it? Did you find time to read? Yes.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Okay. Because some of them may be working the full day. Yesterday also they had programs. So Karthik program was also there. So it's not like mandatory, but I asked you to prepare and come so that things will be quicker and faster today. Okay, anybody else have gone through? Just 2-3 minutes if you speak on the purport, it will be nice. If you have read it. Okay, so let us start with the Jai Lakshmi Mataji. And by the time anybody who is prepared can also speak. Sakshi or, okay, she's joining now. Who else?
I read. I can briefly tell my understanding a little bit. I just went through it once.
Okay. So Disha can do next. And slowly others can join in, whoever is prepared. Okay, Jai Lakshmi Mataji, kindly start.
Shall I go with the sloka and then the purport,
No,
Mataji?
sloka is not required right now because that's a separate exam and we will take it in the group. There is no, we don't want to waste this time. So you just go ahead with the purport presentation. What did you understand from, overall, what did you understand from that verse or purport?
So the shloka explains the Lord himself as the perfect whole. He is the whole world and he is completely perfect. So the Lord, the completely whole and he is completely perfect, from which the world came, which is again perfectly complete. So whatever comes from him is completely perfect. Even if there are many incarnations from him, that was the the third and fourth line of the sloka explains. Even there are many, even he creates so many things, so many world which is completely perfect, and so many incarnations from him, like Rama, Vamana, Narasimha, many incarnations have come from him. Even though so many incarnations have come from him, which is again completely perfect, the Lord himself remains completely balanced. He doesn't get diminished or reduced, or he gets any flaws because he has created so many things, or so many incarnations have come. He has little bit reduced and diminished in any ways. He again remains completely whole and remains completely perfect. He is completely balanced. So when we compare to this sloka to our real life, so God created, again, He's a perfect whole. He created the world which is completely perfect. So the human beings which we live in this world are a very small and tiny pieces of parcels of this universe. Even though we are small units, tiny pieces and parcel of this world, we are again complete. God created us as complete only. We are completely perfect. Yeah, our body is completely perfect. But since we are illusioned, we are conditioned soul, as we saw earlier, we are conditioned soul and we have four defects. We are illusioned. We cannot understand our completeness. For example, we have a hand in our body and it is complete. But if the hand is cut off from our body, the hand is of no use. It is not complete. That is how we are. God created us, which we are completely perfect, but we are detached from Him. So we can't understand our completeness because of if this detachment. Why this detachment is there? Why we cannot understand our completeness? Because we are illusioned and we don't have the complete knowledge of God, the supreme personality of Godhead, who's the absolute truth and complete whole, who's perfectly complete. We cannot understand Him. So how we can understand Him so that we can sense our completeness? Why we are feeling that we are always incomplete, we are not satisfied? There are many examples given in the puff, but regarding the nature, how we utilize the nature, thinking that with our own intelligence and power and everything, but that is not true. So, in order to sense our completeness, we have to get the knowledge, the complete we have to get the knowledge of the absolute truth. In order to get the knowledge of the absolute truth, there is no other way. We have to be in devotional service. Only if we are in devotional service we can get the knowledge of the absolute truth, through which we can sense our completeness. Thank you, Mataji.
Oh, that's a good job. Excellent, Jayalakshmi. You
Thank you,
put that
Mataji.
nicely. Yeah, thank you very much. Disha?
Hare Krishna Maji. Maji, from the verse, I understood that the Supreme Lord is a complete whole, and all his energies, manifestations, expansions are also all just as complete. Even the material world, material creation, which is an expansion of his external energy, is also complete. Like, uh, and then, like, since even though all these are emanations from him, parts of him, he still remains complete. We can understand this with the example of one candle lighting other candles. The main candle still remains lit, so the same way, there's no loss in the main candle. So there, in that sense, we can understand the Supreme Lord is also complete, and all of his manifestations, emanations are just as complete. Further, we see that there are three forms or three realizations of the Supreme Lord as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan in three features. The Brahman and Paramatma features are incomplete realizations of God, whereas the Paramatma feature is complete. Because in Brahman, we only realize the Sat, eternity aspect, if I can use that word, eternity, Sat feature of the Lord. And in Paramatma, we understand Sat and Chit, that's eternity and knowledge. But in Bhagwan feature, there's Sat, Chit, Ananda, all three. So in complete, we realize the form of the Lord, and it is said Sachidananda Vigraha. Vigraha means form. So So that means God is not formless, and if he were formless, he would be less than his creation, because there's a lot of form. You, me, we have forms, so he cannot be less than his creation. So that is that he has a form. He's a vigraha, and also we can understand, or rather, I can say. We can how we can understand how we are parts and parcels of the Lord, that uh, if we are serving the Lord, we engage our senses in the service of the Lord. That way we can understand that we are parts and parcels, and we can also be that complete whole. Whereas if we are not serving, we are in the illusion of being in completeness, but we aren't incomplete. We are not complete. So this can be understood with the analogy of the hand being attached to the body. Till it's attached to the body, it's serving and it's considered a complete unit with the body. Whereas once it's cut off from the body, although it appears as a hand, it has no more purpose of the hand. So in this way, we can the living entities can realize that they are also parts and parcels, and like complete whole with the Supreme Lord by doing devotional service. That's it.
That was very, very nice. Very well read and prepared and understood. Thank you. Anybody else went through? Found time to go through?
Yes, I just went through the purport.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hari Bol.
So I just went through I read it, and we can understand from the shlok and the purport. Right now I cannot on my camera. I'm in some place, so sorry for that. So yeah, Disha Mata just tells Satchit Anand, the form of supreme, complete, is whole complete. Because it is Satchit Anand, so it cannot be formless. The beginning was that. And the other part was that for our living being, there are 808 million 40 lakh species, and which is the energy of the complete whole. But as an example hand, it is given by Srila Prabhupada that when it is attached to the body, it feels like it is a complete whole, but when it is severed from the body, so it is useless. Similarly, if the living entity is the part and parcel of the Lord, and which is emanates from the complete whole, if it is dovetailed to the devotional service to the complete whole, then it becomes the complete whole. Or else it becomes illusory, and it all maya, and sometimes the energy also feels like Krishna is formless, and all that illusory activities comes when it is not dovetailed with the Krishna conscious movement from the to the complete whole. So this was the understanding which I got when I read through the purport. Thank you.
Thank you, Om Govinda Rai Prabhu. Excellent. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
The complete truth is the Brahman realization, or I mean, the complete truth is the complete knowledge. Complete truth and the complete knowledge is the Lord, which is Satchidananda Vigraha, and we can. I mean, there can be many realization of a Lord, which could be complete or incomplete. One is the impersonal realization of the God, which is by that we can only realize Sat, which is eternity, and by I mean, by realizing the
Paramatma.
Paramatma form of the Lord, we can only realize Sat and Chit, which is eternity or knowledge. by realizing the personality of Godhead, we can realize the Sat Chit and Ananda. The Lord himself is Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, which is Sachidananda form. Sat Chit Ananda, Ananda means bliss. So that is the complete realization. When we realize the other two, we completely don't realize because we only realize Sat and Chit. I mean, by Sat and Chit, we also say Sachidananda Vigraha as Lord by himself having a form. And if we say Lord does not have a form and Lord is created as, since we are created by the Lord and we are part and parcel, he has to be much more than us. That means he also has form and he has something more than what we have. That's when he can be a creator of us. So that means the Lord has the form. And coming to the material world, or everything that emanates from the Lord is complete by himself. The material world by itself is complete by itself, where the world is formed out of 24 elements, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, subtle and gross matter, and manas, and ahankara. So all these 24 elements together, it's balanced by itself. The world can kind of maintain itself. It is complete by itself. We are born in this world, going through 84 lakh species, where we have experienced all the 84 lakh species, and we are here to experience a lot. If we don't have the complete realization of the Lord, then we again need to be born back in the same world. And this is an opportunity for us to gone through so many species, so we can realize the complete truth, the Lord himself. So if we don't realize it, what we do, we go into our utilization of the resources that is available in the material world for our sense gratification, for sense enjoyment. And if we start dovetailing ourselves from our true purpose of we being here, we would not go back, but rather we'll be in the same vicious circle. And the truth is, until we realize the complete knowledge of the truth, that's when we are attached to the Lord, just like the example of hand attached to a body. There's no, if the hand is not attached to the body and not serving the body, then it is of no use. Same way, if we are not attached to our whole, which is the Lord himself, and serve the Lord, we don't serve the purpose and we cannot be complete. As long as we are attached to the Lord, we can be complete. And we are complete in ourselves. And when we are out of our illusion, we can realize that we are complete by being in service of the whole to which we belong to.
That was excellent. Like you mainly concentrated on this wonderful thing that the Brahman and Paramatma realization are not complete but partial. That's a very significant point, from where actually all the other conversation of Srila Prabhupada, further he continues. Wonderful, Prabhu, excellent. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, I just forgot one point. I mean, it is good to share. Here, Prabhupada explains that whatever energies or species or any kind of emanates from the complete whole remains the complete whole. But if it would happen that whatever energy, species, or living entities emanates from the complete whole, and if it would decrease, then I mean, if it less, then it cannot be a complete whole. I mean, if complete whole, it is if 100 and 100, and if emanates from the energy, it will be 100. This is the mathematics of the complete whole. So
Wonderful.
like that.
That's also definition of God. Like God is nothing less. If it becomes less, then no more he is God.
Yes.
That is not God. So the completeness should always eternally remain complete. That is a very, very wonderful point. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Fine. So we'll have just a basic look on review of what we have done, because already we have read. Most of the times we read the purport, okay? But after even reading, we won't be able to reproduce because we have just read it. And we are so much used to this academic education in school that without taking it inside, we will read. Oh, if you finish reading? Yes, I finished reading. But what went inside? Nothing much. So this, why this happened is because from childhood we are practicing to read only for the purpose of exam, not for the purpose of knowledge. Nobody encourages to learn for knowledge except for Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas. They force us to ask questions, but in school and college, if you ask question, they say you're talking too much. Why you're asking unnecessary question? Other students in our class will bully us. Why you're too much enthusiastic? But after every lecture, Prabhupada told that the speaker should ask, do you have any questions? This encouraging others for questioning, and this is non-academic. The way we learn is non-academic. So it's very important that the reading also has become like that. That why did we read books in the school and college is just to get a mark and certificate. There is no 100% no interest in getting any knowledge because there's no knowledge in that. It's like lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 10. And lesson 1, question 1, question 2, 5 questions, 7 questions are given, and the question will be, you have to just mark, reproduce. So just take it in, reproduce, and that's it. You get a mark and you're said to be a very intelligent person, but you didn't gain any knowledge. Even that material knowledge we didn't gain. So because of this habit of reading, what we are reading, when we are reading the purport, sometimes we may just miss and read. So these presentations or the review which I'm asking you, this is like a flipped classroom where you take up the position and give it back to us. In this way, give it back to me. In this way, you will see it in detail, like Om Govindarai Prabhu, Navneet Prabhu, Disha, everybody came out with some significant points which are highlightable. Very, very nice. And they, some of them, Disha and all, Jayalakshmi gave complete overview itself. So this will have, but if you have read it, you say that, okay, you just read and come. Then you wouldn't have seen certain aspects you would have missed. Or you wouldn't have seen read it. Because this is due to our habit. Bad habits which we have developed all many years. 10 years we went to the school and 10, 12 years. After that 3 years college, all this has spoiled our ideas of gaining knowledge. So now we have to bounce back. It's natural for us, so we'll quickly bounce back. Thank you very much for whoever did this presentation. Thank you for enhancing this session. So I'll quickly review what we have done. For newcomers, we have here, we have Akshaya, Aishwarya, Akashan. Akashan has not come. Okay, anyway. Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Divyarupa Mataji. So all of them have joined us from today onwards. So I want to give a recap. Of course, Bhakti Shastri recap, we can give some other time on Saturday, Sunday or something about the process. But about whatever we have covered, introduction portion, we need to have a separate session with them or something. Or one of you can present the introduction, one or two of you, like a group, you can do the presentation for them. That we can do later also, no problem. So invocation mantra, a quick recap I would like to have before we move on to the first sloka. And I also would like to give a fundamental course on the overall Krishna consciousness, certain fundamental aspects. Let us see how this goes, and later we can see whether it's essential now or it will be done just before Bhagavad Gita. That has to be done after I speak with all of you. Then I'll understand what level you are in. Then we will see whether it has to be given now or later. Okay, let's go ahead. And the same slides which I showed you that day, but I have added certain aspects. See, today our dear Om Rai Govinda, Om Govinda Rai,
Yes.
he presented, he highlighted a particular point which is essential, and Navneet Prabhu also concentrated on this portion. So I added quickly one slide there. Let me do that. Aishwarya and all. I have the last class which I took is there in the YouTube. That link I'll share and you just go through it.
Yes,
Mm,
okay, Mataji.
okay. It's a little complicated sloka to start with. After that, it's all very simple. But this first one or two sloka, one sloka is alone, little heavy. So that is invocation. That is only pranam or namaskar. But actual mantra is 8 to start. Actual first verse is 8 to start. Okay. So this mantra, can any one of you read the mantra? 1 second, let me share the screen. Okay. One of you who have read Jai Lakshmi have done the sloka, no? Can you read this?
Yes, Mataji. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Avishyate. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Read this also.
Which one, Mataji?
The translation.
The translation: the personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance.
Right. Thank you very much. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is perfect also and complete also. So don't get scared seeing the word perfect and complete. They simply mean what it means in English. Something is incomplete, something complete. We say that homework I've given and I ask, have you completed it? No, it's incomplete, Mataji. I'll complete and give. Means there is a completion, there is a purnatva. The word purna in Sanskrit means complete. Not just complete, it also means perfect. It also means perfect. So that is the specialization. This what is perfect generally? Nothing less, nothing more. Say no, perfect. So I say that bring me 100 grams of dal. If you are bringing 200 grams of dal thinking you are doing very good, excess, then it's not perfect. If you are bringing 50 grams of dal, it is not perfect. What is perfect? If you just bring exactly. If I ask you a question, and when is the question answer correct? For any question, how do you say an answer is correct? When you're not deviating from the question. And you're just exactly answering to the point. Not doing excess, not doing less. So we say perfect. So in this way, perfection means, it also means completion. But there is I've just will analyze. We are taking some learnings from our dear Akarshak group. Akarshak and Ayan was there, I think, with him. And they had a second. Vinay. The milk. Okay, so they gave a learning. Okay, so we can just here and there look at the English meaning of milk. English meaning of some words, then we can understand also. So I also went through that from the Google. Of course, everything will not be like, for example, consciousness. Somebody become unconscious, but the word conscious in material world is used differently. But what Prabhupada uses is different. So every time we cannot go back to the dictionary and refer, but certain simple words which we can use. But if it's technical word of Krishna consciousness, we should not refer to the material meaning because the material meaning will be different. Like for example, one example is consciousness and transcendence. So this certain words will be totally technical in Krishna consciousness. So the Supreme Personality of God is complete and any emanations coming out of him is complete, that's fine. But when somebody says that this material world is complete, then we'll say how this material world is complete. All this time they told that we need to go to Goloka because material world is not proper place. But it is said it's complete. Perfectly equipped as a complete whole. And how it is. So whatever is produced out of the complete whole is also complete in itself. That is we are also part and parcel of Krishna. So we are also complete, but we feel incompleteness. How it is possible? So these are all certain aspects. So because he is the complete whole, even though many complete wholes are coming out of Krishna, still Krishna is complete. That all of you have gone through it. Now, if you see the meaning is understanding completeness and perfection, whatever all the desiring elements are there, the qualities, the characteristics, as good as possible it can be, then it is considered to be perfect. Oh, I have made a spelling mistake. Nothing less, nothing more. Or we say that this design is perfect. Or sometimes we use the word complete and incomplete. When so material spiritual world, there's no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. It's perfect. Spiritual world is also complete because spiritual world also comes from Krishna. Material world also comes from Krishna. And we as spirit soul also come from Krishna. So all of us should be complete and perfect in our own respect, not as a whole. The whole means everything. That is Krishna. We are not complete whole, but we are complete and perfect in ourselves. Like we saw that example of a machine. I'll take it quickly to that. So how can the material world be perfect? Very simple. The material world is perfect. It is defined as dukkalem ashashvatam. So everything is temporary here and it will end up in frustration. This is a definition. So it will be complete and perfect in itself. And for example, the king has a kingdom, but he is constructing a jail. So he's telling the jail authority to construct the jail, and they are busy now constructing the jail. So many 100 cells should be there. And they should have the door with all the rods and everything, iron door for all the cells. And there should be a place where all the prisoners will come and eat, and there should be a kitchen. And there should be a labor place where they all go and do some labor work like weaving or some activity. They should not be kept idle. And there will be a place where when they got arrested, they had their belongings and that is put in some locker. In this way, there are many elements related with the prison. And the king is telling to construct a prison. And they keep constructing everything one by one, everything. So the king asks, is the jail complete? No, it is incomplete. It will get completed. Once it completes, they say, okay, now we can start, we can open the jail because it's complete. So just because it's a jail, you cannot say it's incomplete. It's complete in itself. Same way, this material world, Durga, this external energy is created by Krishna, but it is complete in its own aspects of being temporary, and many planetary systems in many universes. All these are complete in itself because nothing from Krishna comes out can be imperfect because Krishna is perfect. Any of his creation is perfect. Material world is said to be dustbin of Krishna's house. So even dustbin will be very nice. So that is the perfect way. Anything which comes out of God is complete and perfect in itself. So we also should be complete, but we don't feel completeness also. First, the explanation about the complete whole is given. The complete whole already we saw the supreme absolute truth is Prabhuji highlighted how the Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan is there, but we don't use the word incomplete, we use the word partial. Brahman realization is a partial realization of God because only Sat feature is experienced. Paramatma realization is Sat and Chit, the eternity and knowledge. Only these two realizations are got in Paramatma feature. And in Bhagavan feature, we get Sat, Chit, Ananda, all the three. So then it is complete. Others are partial. Partial realization of the supreme absolute truth is Brahman realization, which is the light coming out of Krishna's body is Brahma Jyoti, and that realization is partial realization. And Paramatma realization is also partial because Only Paramatma we are seeing, not where Krishna lives, who are all his friends, how he lives, how he talks, how he walks, everything is not known. Very little is known to the Paramatma people, but at least the form portion is known. So knowledge of God is there. But in Brahman feature, knowledge of God is also missing, only eternally living. I'll go and like this, I'll eternally live. No knowledge of God, no knowledge of personal self, personal form, nothing. In Paramatma realization, at least a form feature of Lord as four-handed form of Vishnu or the Paramatma feature, that at least as a form, it's not formlessness. So that portion, from formlessness to form, that realization is a little advanced, but still partial. But Bhagavan realization is complete in itself. So the example given by Prabhupada in other places, many places Prabhupada is giving this Brahman Paramatma realization like there is an elephant and there are blind people who are trying to explain an elephant. So the blind people are told, okay, you explain an elephant. So what they do, they touch various portions. One person goes and touches the body and says, it's like, it's a wall. It's like somebody asks, okay, what is the elephant like? It's a wall. It's like a wall. Another person, he touched the trunk and he said, it is like a snake. And another person, he touched the tail and he said, how is the elephant? Elephant is like a rope. Is that, it's totally different, right? And another man, he is telling he's touching the ear and telling it's like a fan. It's moving here and there and it's like a fan. So in this way, everybody has, even non-devotees, general people, without referring to the scripture, they just explain God. It's like blind man explaining an elephant. So it's partial. If you ask, okay, his body is like a wall. It's partial. Totally, it's not wrong. Okay, elephant is like a wall. No, it is not like a wall in completeness. But a portion, its body is like a wall, its trunk is like a snake, its tail is like a rope, and the ear is like a fan. So in completeness, a person who's not blind, he is seeing the whole thing. And when he's seeing the whole thing, he can explain it better than this partial explanations. So another lady you can see, she's touching the leg and telling it's like a tree. So in this way, these are all partial realizations, but the complete realization is a non-blinded person, like only a bhakta is seeing fully. And when we come to Bhagavad Gita, we will see many detail about how the completeness, many examples Srila Prabhupada is giving. So we are not seeing all of it right now. We'll go to Bhagavad Gita also and we'll see more. This basically some example where Prabhupada is giving. And we also saw an example of ourselves. Okay, in comparison to the complete whole, one example Prabhupada gave the severing of the hand. The hand is attached to the body, it has value. But when the hand is severed from the body, it is junk. Same way, when we are attached to Krishna in Krishna consciousness in devotional service, then we have value. But when we are cut, we feel incomplete and we'll always feel frustration and disturbed. And we'll never be happy because without Krishna, it's impossible to attain happiness, bliss. This happiness which we are getting otherwise is very temporary and naturally the sorrow will follow. If you experience any happiness in this world without Krishna consciousness, then gradually you will see that you are going to end up with the incompleteness and feeling of incompleteness. Sorry. Someday or other, you're going to feel the incompleteness. And of course, the frustration will follow the happiness. Because it's like a roller coaster. Happiness, sorrow, happiness, sorrow, happiness. Not permanently happiness won't be there. Permanently sorrow won't be there. If karma is very bad, permanently sorrow may be there. For very little people like demigods, permanent happiness is there. But still there is disturbance. Asuras are coming, this is coming. So this is the creation of the jail. So in jail, it's perfect jail. It's perfect in itself. So we see the part. So there are many parts to a machine. Let us take an example. Inside the machine, there is screw and nut and bolt and everything. So one screw is there, and the screw has fallen. This is what I gave you an example. As a screw, it is not the whole. It's not complete whole, but it's a complete part. Screw is the complete part and parcel of the main mission. It's part and parcel of the main mission. But when it is fallen, then it is of no use. Somebody will just sweep it, and the mechanic may take another screw and fix it there. But the machine will keep going on. So the complete whole is never getting diminished. Actually, in this example, it's bad that another person is replacing. But for Krishna, nothing to be replaced. We are naturally part of Krishna, and if we are severe, the loss is only for us, and there's no loss for Krishna. Krishna is not gaining by your devotional service. Oh, without me, what Krishna will do? He will do everything he is doing already. You are not useful for Krishna, but your life doesn't have a purpose without Krishna. So it's your requirement, it is not his requirement. That is what is explained. The complete whole, even though many emanations come out of him, he doesn't lose his completeness. That is the difference between material science and spiritual science. So this is spiritual. Spiritual world science is different. The law is different. The way it operates is different. So there is no loss for the Lord by you not being worshipping him, but the loss is for you. So that is why we have to be attached with this. In the same way, the complete whole, what and all are there, this external energy, the jivas, and all incarnations, expansions, everything come out of Krishna, but still Krishna remains complete in every time. The example which is given is, in material world, very little example can be given. When there is a lamp, the main lamp, from where all the other lamps have started, but still the main lamp doesn't diminish. If somebody comes and takes some fire from this lamp and go, this won't reduce. It will be as it is. Somebody can take up as many lamps as they want, but the main lamp will remain. Same way, Krishna remains as he is in balance. There's no reduction just because some avatars came out of him, some Mahavishnu and others came out of him, Radharani and other energies came out, external energy, marginal energy came out of him. He doesn't, they become separated energy, but still he is he's in complete state always. So that is the thing. And about human life, the value among all the species, the human species is considered special also, that we need to, this human form of life. So there are totally 84 lakh species of life in this universe of where we are living. And in that 4 lakh species are human variety, like Deva, Asura, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Manushya, we are Manushya, and say, or otherwise Nara, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Millecha, Yavana, Kasharaya, Pulinda, Pulkasha, like this Andhra, Sumba, Nisumba, like this, many varieties are there. Like if you have a dog, you have Alsatian dog, Pomeranian dog, but they are all belonging to dog variety, dog family. So same way, if you see the species, we belong to human species, but in this many varieties are there. And we are Manushya or Nara, then we are supposed to get to know, it's a kind of completeness. Then we are supposed to find out. The other animals, their search for existence, for food, where I'll get good food, where I'll get good shelter, that is the only search. This is animal mentality. But when you search, where is Supreme Personality God? What is the purpose of my existence? After death, where will I go? Why this life is like this? Why people are suffering? How everything existed when I was born? So many items are there in the world. Who put them there? This question only human being will ask. But if a person is living simply a life where he just eats, he just goes for work, he has a family to raise with. Even the animals do that. The dog also has a family. The dog also is going here and there and fetching food. And then nice food, better to arrange. The more nicer you arrange, the more better dog you are. So that dog lives in a VIP road and this dog lives in a slum. So I'm greater than you. This is relative world. So already we saw what is relative truth and absolute truth. So the search for absolute is human. So the definition of human which is given is called Atato Brahma Jignasa. So we'll see the difference between animal and human as we go in this book. But basically, the human species can search for God, search for our purpose. What is the purpose of my life? Simply eating, sleeping, and having a family and dying. One fine day I died. I became old age and I died. It's a waste junk of existence. Unless one really searches for God, there's no purpose. Because the animal also is entire day, entire life is morning, it will just be sleeping. Morning it will get up and its only job is to search for food. And good shelter, good food, fighting with other dogs, and to find its own facilities. So this finding deluxe version of animal life, finding better facilities is not the purpose of life. Then you're no more human. And next life, certainly you will not get human birth. We'll see the karma and everything later. But this is what basically Prabhupada is bringing the 84 lakh species here. So then you can, then how am I that incomplete? How am I incomplete? How I can become complete? I'm actually complete, but I'm in an illusion I'm incomplete. So Prabhupada gives many examples. So one is Prabhupada gave hand severed from the body. I gave you one example, machine and the parts, which also given by Prabhupada in some lecture. From a machine, if a part is fallen, that machine, the part is useless. From a tree, if a branch is fallen, insofar the branch is attached with the tree, then there is value. And as soon as the branch falls, somebody will take it and put it in fire for cooking. It's burnt. It's a waste junk. Without Krishna consciousness, it's a waste junk. Living for one's own sense gratification and one's own lifestyle is a junk. Many junks have lived and died like that. There's no record. They don't have value for their life. So these two are given as machine or tree with a branch and hand severed from the body. Many examples Prabhupada gives. So, but then there is a search for completeness is there. But in that life, if somebody lives like a severed hand, they will certainly feel an incompleteness. It'll all look good and immediately it'll end up in frustration. It'll all look good and end up in frustration. Why? Why? This is felt by everybody. Because we are lagging. The original completeness is possible only with devotional service and Krishna. So the person feels like the fish out of water. So water is its main element. When the fish is taken out and it's kept out, right? And to the fish you give good house, good car, good eateries, nice variety you prepare and give to the fish, eat this, eat this. But the fish will be struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling. It will not satisfy with whatever you give. When it will be satisfied? When you just put it in water. Just give it water. Only water. After getting into the water, then it may try to enjoy whatever further. But without water, whatever you give, it will not bring happiness to the fish. This is an example cited by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very, very good example. So, same way, the spirit soul is actually searching after Krishna. And it takes various bodies. And in each of the body, it will feel incomplete till it finds Krishna consciousness. A connection with Krishna, the process of connection. And the next is, the child gets lost in a fair. There is also another example Srila Prabhupada gives. If there is a big fair, Mela, there is a nice exhibition. And the child is going nicely with the parents, holding hands. And it is enjoying, it is eating something, it is going in roller coaster, it is enjoying, it likes all these things. But it suddenly got lost. So now no more parents. So the child will keep crying. And some man will see, oh, the child is crying, okay, take ice cream. The baby doesn't want the ice cream, it will still cry. Sometimes it may take, temporarily enjoy. But by the time the ice cream is half finished, it will start searching. There is search for, it will throw the ice cream also, or it will finish the ice cream and start crying. The crying is mandatory. It will cry. Same way, if you take a free roller coaster ride and enjoy everything, such a nice mela is happening everywhere, why can't you enjoy? So the material world has many, many things. And if you would like to enjoy it without Krishna, there is always frustration. Some form or other, the frustration, you will end up with frustration. So search for God is the primary factor. It doesn't mean that, okay, I want to enjoy the fair means I want parents. So I will hold Krishna so that I can sense and enjoy. Then also your life is a junk. Why? Because the realization of self as a soul is essential. You are realizing yourself as a body, then you are incomplete. You're still not complete. You have to realize yourself as the child of the parent and get out of the fair and go back home with the parents. Oh, I want the parents so that I'll put in the roller coaster ride. No, the stranger is also telling the baby is crying, I'll give you ice cream, take it. But the child is not happy. So the happiness is not brought by the fair. The happiness is brought by the association with the parents. So as soon as the child gets the parent, the first thing it will say that we'll go home, we'll go home. It will not say that parents come and enjoy, let us enjoy this fair. Because it has had a very bad time in the fair, missing the parents. So next time doesn't even want to come to the fair because it's so scared that I'll miss my parents. So same way, this material world, Maya, she will show so many allurements. And we go behind it. And she'll keep playing with us and make us fail and failure and failure and failure. And we'll keep facing the failure continuously unless genuine intention to get attached with Krishna eternally has to be there. Otherwise, we are child lost in the faith. This is also a very good example Srila Prabhupada gives. We become incomplete. And with Krishna, who's like our father, mother, parent, then we are complete. With Krishna, we are complete. So this is also another example for completeness of a spirit soul. So completeness of the material world, you understand the jail. The jail is a best example. And completeness of the spirit soul, these are all some of the example. Tree, you can add the tree also. This is another example. So Srila Prabhupada completes this purport by saying, when everything is detailed with the complete whole, then the attached part and parcel also become complete. So you see here, in the material world, we are doing devotional service by the guidance of Acharya Parampara. Only not, okay, I become attached to Krishna and Baba and Prema, I'll become Yashoda. No, you're no Yashoda, no, you're not a spiritual person. At present, you have material body. When you have material body, you try to act as a person in Goloka Vrindavana, either like a Gopi or Yashoda or whatever Baba you're showing. That is called Sahajya. That is not authorized according to Acharya Parampara. The Acharya Parampara defines the methodology of worship and getting attached to the Supreme Lord. And when we dovetail it to the Lord, then we get trained, then we get Siddhadeka, then we enter into spiritual world. And there we will be whatever, Gopi, Gopaka, whatever, mother, whichever affection for Krishna. Right now, there's no affection for Krishna that has to be accepted openly. And when we bogusly say that we have attained it and show like that, then that is called Sahajya. Sahajya means taking Krishna Sahajam, ordinary, taking him as cheap, considering Krishna cheap. That's so easily available. I am the body only. Because in Vrindavan, there are some temples in which the Babajis, they will dress like women and they will do arati to Krishna, saying that I'm like Gopi Baba. No, you're still your body with the mala and mutra, and you have all blood, shit, urine, and pus, and your body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And if you know what is going on inside your mind, and such a junkyard, and how suddenly you're a spiritual personality. So this is bogus. So there's no bogus worship, but there is the realm in which we execute Krishna consciousness via Acharya Parampara, and then we attain the position, of course, with the association of Krishna in spiritual world. That will be given by spiritual master. So that will take time. A practice, sincerity, everything has to be proven. And till then, there will be so many tests which are coming from Maya, which will make us fail, and from Krishna, which will always make us pass. Both the test. But if we are very attached to Guru and Krishna, then we can easily pass the test, and we can find the completeness of ourselves. So this is the game which is going on in the material world. Okay. So we are yet to go to the mantra section. Already I showed you a section. We are dividing the full book into sections related to certain portions. Okay. So this is, we are completing the invocation mantra. So all of you have to memorize this mantra and put it in the group. Okay. We can take another 5 or 10 minutes to go. Either questions, if you have questions or comments, kindly ask me.
Mataji, in last class you said Krishna exists in the external energy in material world, like Durga, Maya, everything. So they exist both in material world and spiritual world, Mataji, the Durga, Brahma, everybody.
Wonderful question. Excellent question. So, yes. Yes. But this is not known in the aspect of going to Krishna, because Krishna has his Goloka Vrindavana. Jahan Krishna, wahan nahi Maya Radhikara. Krishna, Maya is said to be like a shadow, and Krishna is said to be like a light. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Antakar. Jahan Krishna, wahan nahi Maya Radhikara. So Krishna is like sun, and Maya is like darkness. So wherever there is light or sun, there is no darkness. So there's no Maya. This is what we are seeing. So your question is very, very wonderful question. So the supreme absolute truth is Krishna, along with this internal potency attached, along with this external potency, along with this marginal potency is Jiva, along with this incarnations and expansions in complete form is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. That is why we worship Lord Chaitanya. And you see that wherever Krishna is there, Maya is not there. Maya is there, Krishna is not there. But when you come to Mayapur, you will see behind Jagannath Mandir, you will see Lord Chaitanya giving darshan to Parvati Devi. Parvati Devi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be together in one altar, same altar. So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself in the absolute form. In a separated form, it is Krishna, Radharani, incarnations. But the supreme absolute truth is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because if you take Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first sloka, second sloka till sixth sloka is explaining this concept that Krishna himself is in the separated, he is separating his energies to enjoy with them. And he is living together with these energies also in a place called Sweta Dvipa, along with all the jivas who are his devotees. Like, for example, Srivas Thakur is Narada Muni. He is living in Narada Muni is a brahmachari, but he's having his own home in Navadvip. So, of course, in spiritual world, internal energy is, of course, separately Radharani. And we jivas also have a home. We also have a permanent body. And we live with the Supreme Absolute Lord, not just in Goloka Vrindavana. For example, if you take Hanuman, he is living with the Lord Ramachandra, but you cannot find him in Vrindavan Leela. So you cannot say that Vrindavan is back home, back to Godhead. Because for Hanuman, Ramachandra Murti's Vaikuntha is where he is performing his pastime eternally. So there must be one particular home where all the jivas, the internal potency, the external potency, everybody lives. And that is the home of Navadvip. This truth is not revealed even before 5,000 years. Only 500 years before this truth is revealed. Of the supreme absolute truth is Radha and Krishna put together, is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Not Krishna is also supreme absolute truth, and Radharani internal potency also supreme absolute truth. So in the combined form is the topmost absolute truth in a single form. In a single form. So of course, Maya Devi has her abode that is called Simanta Dviba. That is called Simanta Dviba, that is spiritual world in which Maya Devi is living. Actually, Devi Mahesha Haridama Shuteshu Teshu. That is also Devi Dama. This material world is considered Devi Dama. And there's a Mahesha Dama. And then Brahma Jyoti, which is considered Mahesha Dama. And there is Vishnu Dama, which is Vaikunta. And then there is Goloka. In Vaikunta, there are many Vaikuntas. And then there is Goloka Dama. And where Krishna is living with loving devotees. And he is in Shyamasundara form. He is not complete, whole, emanation, and all are not in. He is always like this, with flute and gopis, and very sweet. And all rasas can be yielded from the Supreme Lord by the jiva. He is fulfilling the desire of all the jivas, all desires. Where can I find a perfect love of a mother or father? I'm not finding. So if a jiva is hankering, then Krishna will become perfect father. Like Dwaraka. Vrindavana is there, Dwaraka is there, Svetadvipa is there. So Goloka Vrindavana is divided into three portions. One is Dwaraka, another is Vrindavana, another is Svetadvipa. So in Svetadvipa, there is a home for all the living entities. And that is back home, back to Godhead. Goloka is our home. Goloka is divided into three portions. So of course, Maya Devi also has her permanent residence with the Supreme Lord as a devotee, serving him very beautifully. So that Simantanaini you can see in my book.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question. I thought earlier that it was not a good question, but now you mentioned that in Goloka, Krishna is in a flute and playing flute, and it is not in that whole complete form.
No, I didn't say not complete form. He's complete. Tell me, ask the question.
Yeah, so earlier my question was, this Isopanisad is about explaining the Krishna.
Yes.
What are the qualities and all that?
Yes.
And it shows the picture of Vishnu with Chaturbhuja and Sheshnag. So
yes, that's one of the complete whole.
Yeah, it is a complete whole. So Krishna and Vishnu. If Krishna wants, Vishnu can be a complete whole. That is the other topic. But I have listened that Vishnu has some less percentage than Krishna.
Yes.
So here is we are studying about the complete whole.
Yes.
And I can be wrong. That flute playing, he is the complete whole. So what we are right now studying, or what we should understand?
Krishna has a little bit lagging because he's missing Radharani sometimes and searching for her. No?
Okay. Yeah.
So there is a verse called in Bhagavatam, Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa. So that same example I'm quoting again here to understand this is Krishna is Purna Chandra. He is complete. And the same Krishna is Gauranga. There is no difference between Krishna and Gauranga. Krishna in golden color is Gauranga. Krishna in blackish color is Krishna. But it's the same person. But Mahavishnu and all are like Pira. That is the crescent moon. You have moon, big moon, then you have crescents, no? Next day, small. Then again it grows. But actually moon is there. But only certain features it is exhibiting. So Krishna decides to exhibit only certain features in some expansions, in some incarnations. In Narsimha Avatar, he wanted himself to be shown in a particular way alone. For example, if there is a boy, let us take another example. This is not by Prabhupada, but just for your understanding, I am giving a simple example. There is a boy, okay? Let us take Om Govinda Rai. Is that? So this Om Govinda Rai is studying in some school. And there is some competition, fancy dress competition. So it's Nehru's birthday, Children's Day. So he dressed like Nehru and he went and he got first prize. And on Gandhi Jayanti, he dressed as Gandhi and he went and got the first prize and he came. But on Gandhi Jayanti day, next time when people see him, hey Gandhi, 1 or 2 days they'll be calling you, hey Gandhi, like that. But actually, original name is Om Govinda. Parents will be calling Om Govinda, but when the Nehru Jayanti comes or whatever it is, the Children's Day or something comes, then they say that, hey Nehru, like this someday, full day, hey, last year he got prize, yeah. It's like they glorify him. But it's just the dress he is wearing in order to perform. He does performance with that. But he has his original home and original personality. Same way, Krishna has his own home and his original personality. And then he is expanding into so many forms. So they are all Pira, they are lagging. It's not lagging. They are complete in themselves. That is what I said. If Krishna decides, I want to become like a lion. If somebody touches my devotee, I'll become like a lion. I want to show my anger through the anger of a lion. So I will become like a lion and I'll show them. So he's showing only that lion feature and anger feature. He's not showing that flute playing feature. So because we are in the material world, we think like a factory. It has to be reproduced as it is. That is our material conception. Krishna reproduces himself with his own will by what he wants, how he wants that avatar to be, how he wants Mahavishnu to be. That Krishna decides to maintain. And only a pira he is showing, only certain qualities he is showing, certain qualities are hiding.
Yes.
So there is two features of Krishna. One is Krishna himself, the Supreme Ishvara. Another is his Shakti. This Ishvara is expanding as Balaram, Mahavishnu, incarnations. And he has his Shakti, that is internal Andaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, marginal Shakti. That is Shakti, that is not personality. The main personality of the Lord is Krishna only. So he can either, is like Prabhupada is mentioning, when you, like a ball, like a child is playing with the, earlier, you used to get, earlier when I was in school and all, I used to get that. Now I don't know whether you get it in the shops. Like a elastic with a ball. So we'll hold the elastic like this and we'll throw the ball and catch it and throw the ball and catch it like this. So Prabhupada is giving that example that Krishna is connected always with this energy, but sometimes he holds it with him. Sometimes he throws and plays. So the material world he creates and then he withholds and creates and withholds. Like this, is playing with this energy. So the energies are different. You should know what is Shakti and Shaktiman. Shaktiman is Ishvara, that is Krishna. So Krishna has his expansions and incarnations, like you're telling Mahavishnu and avatars. All are coming under that category. But among Shakti category comes whatever Jayalakshmi asked, the Andaranga Shakti, Radharani. She's not Krishna. She's Krishna's energy. Durga, she's Krishna's energy. We are part and parcel, we are Krishna's energy, Prakriti. So there's Purusha and Prakriti. So all these other avatars and all comes under Purusha category. We all come under Prakriti category. And the Purusha category are like moon, full moon, crescent moons, how much he want to exhibit, what feature he want to exhibit, he will exhibit. Varaha avatar, Vamana avatar, in each of it he will exhibit. And even as Mahavishnu, as Purusha, for maintaining the material world, how much is required, that much only required. Because Mahavishnu is maintaining only material universe. From his body, many universes come and they go in and they come out. So for that, how much is required, that much only he'll exhibit. Why he has to show unnecessary features? He doesn't want to show. He's complete for the particular task. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
So, ma'am, like you were telling, the topmost supreme absolute truth is when all the energies and Krishna is combined in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he separates with his energies, he's like the supreme personality of God, Krishna, and his energies. So, like in the combined form, the internal energy is Radharani and Krishna combine as Gauranga. So how does the marginal energy and the external energy is combining in that absolute?
Excellent. Excellent question. Combined means that is a very, very wonderful thing. After combining also, the forms remain separate. For example, in Chaitanya Leela, Radharani is Gadadhar Pandit. Just because Krishna withheld the internal potency in order to experience the internal potency doesn't mean that the internal potency vanishes from there and enters here. We are in the material world. So even though many emanations come out of him, still he remains complete. Same way when the emanations go inside him also, still they also remain complete, he also remains complete. So the marginal energies live as residents of Navadvip. And the external energy lives as again a residence, Praudamaya. She lives there as one of, again, residents of Navadvipa. And all the living entities will live with the Gauranga. Some of them will be favorable, some of them will not be favorable. They are all like Mayavadis and everybody, all the living entities are there, Baba. And, and then, of course, expansions, incarnations, like Advaitacharya, he has his own home. Narada Muni is said to be Brahmachari and Hanuman is said to be Brahmachari, but they have their home. Murari Gupta, Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur's home, every day Lord Chaitanya will dance. So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. There is no second point about it. And just because an energy going out of him, he lost the energy. Not like that. He's still complete in himself, but he's avoiding to experience that energy because he wants to experience as Ishvara. So when he wants to experience the energy along with Ishvara, he takes in that mood of that energy. He steals the mood of the energy and then he enjoys. Okay, what does that energy enjoys? I want to see that. So he switches into that mode. But Gadadhara Pandit is still Radharani there. And Praudamaya is still there, the external energy. These are all advanced studies of PhD. Most of them study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. They don't come to the point of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that is the issue. So to understand the holistic perspective, we need to know Lord Chaitanya, then we'll know the holistic perspective. That is what that's why widely this knowledge is not known, because most of them doesn't even reach Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad like this. So then you have Bhagavatam after Bhagavad Gita. Well, after Bhakti Shastri, that should be Bhakti Vaibhav. After Bhakti Vaibhav, there should be Bhakti Vedanta. After Bhakti Vedanta, there should be Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Bhakti Sarvabhauma covers Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then your education is complete. Then otherwise, because we are listening from many sources, the sources are elementary teachers, always. So we may not know this truth. And this truth is there in Srila Prabhupada's book only. It's not that Srila Prabhupada didn't tell about Gauranga. He has told very nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita. First, Adi Leela, first chapter, is talking about this truth. So this truth is not revealed before. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give something which is not given before. This knowledge was not given before. So this knowledge is with us. So Krishna only has. So we can replace the word Gauranga with Krishna. It doesn't matter because Ishvara is one. Krishna only. Krishna's energies, Krishna's expansions, Krishna's incarnations. This is complete in themselves and they live together in the spiritual world. And we have this Navadvip Dham. Navadvip Dham is the spiritual residence for all the living entities where they can really find comfort and happiness. And Supreme Lord lives among them as a devotee. And the same Supreme Lord wants to give pleasure to those residents who are very attached to him. So he lives simultaneously in two other places in the same Goloka as Vrindavana and Dwaraka. Somebody wants him like a king. They want to be only subjects. They're a little away from Krishna. Then some people who are very dear to him, he want to give them the experience like Sachi Mata. He want to give her, she's Bhuma Devi, residential potency. Haladini, Sandini, Samvit potency. So for her, he want to express his affection by becoming a child in the lap and showing so many leelas, stealing butter and being very naughty, making her tie him with affection. All these leelas, he can fulfill all your desires, which is impossible for other living entities to fulfill. In this world, we are searching other living entities to fulfill our affection of mother, father, brother, sister, friend, even alumni. Hey, did you remember when you go to your old village? Hey, you remember we played like this, or you meet your school friends, then you get some rasa, but that is also junk only. The original rasa, you see Sudama and Krishna. Sudama experienced this. I used to think this is Alumini rasa. Sudama is getting, because they are talking about their Gurukul and everything. So Krishna can fulfill all the desires. All your desires to full capacity. Nobody is worth your love. You search and search. That's what we have been doing in all this 84 lakh species and many millions of lifetimes. We are searching for that perfect relationship. It's impossible. Try. You'll end up with failure only. It's impossible. Only with Krishna, any relationship is perfect only with Krishna. So this back home, back to Godhead is Goloka Vrindavana. Goloka Vrindavana has three portions. One is Vrindavan, Goloka, that is where Krishna is playing flute. The same personality is Dwaraka King. The same personality is Gauranga with the devotees. He lives with the devotees in separation. So love in separation is higher than love in union. With the Krishna, the intense thought of Krishna is less. Because Krishna is around. But when Krishna is away, then their intention, Sravanam, Kirtanam, they think so much about Krishna. They talk about Krishna. So Krishna will hide and see, if I'm gone, what do they do? That is more tastier rasa for him. He is relishing more rasa. So love and separation is happening in Navadvipa. That is why Radharani created with the 9 islands, with the 9 different processes of devotional service, which are generally performed in the absence of Krishna. When Krishna is there in Goloka, the gopis and all are scolding him and all that. Why you do this like this and all. They treat him equally and do this. But Archana there's no meaning for Archana there. But when in separation only, there's a meaning for deity worship, Archana, talking about him. When a person is not there, we talk about him. But when a person is there, we talk with him. We don't talk about him when a person is around. So the same personality, you should know that Gauranga or Krishna are non-different. This is the primary. One time I asked Guru Maharaj a question that Guru Maharaj explained the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come with the weapon. It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita class. Every time Guru Maharaj, many years he is giving this Chaitanya Leela class in the rooftop. Especially during Kartik, during Gaura Purnima, whenever we come, there will be class on the rooftop. Till today it is going on in the evenings. So that time it was Chaitanya Leela every time. So when I asked, like, is Krishna more, then the Astra is beauty of Chaitanya. Everybody told, okay, what is the weapon he comes with? So some people said, okay, Sangopanga Arsaparsadam is associates. Of course, it is also there. But that verse didn't mention that. And also some people said Harinam is the weapon. But at last the verse revealed that it is the beauty. Is his beauty. And with this beauty, smashing everybody with this beauty, Gauranga. Then I asked, then I thought Krishna is Akarshaniti, Krishna is the most beautiful. I was thinking all these years and practicing Krishna Panchas. Suddenly Guru Maharaj is telling this Gauranga is the very beautiful and he's smashing. And when Krishna came, some of them didn't get smashed by the beauty of Krishna, like Duryodhana, Kamsa. They maintained the hatred. So I had this question, how would this possible? How would this possible? He's all attractive. How are they not attracted? But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes with something, then Ashura Sakala Paile Charana. All the Ashuras will take his shelter. That much his beauty and behavior and everything. Same Krishna only. Then I asked Guru Maharaj, is Krishna more beautiful or Gauranga more beautiful? This is the question I asked. Then Guru Maharaj looked at me. He used to look like this. Sometimes with the green eyes. And then I was just sitting next to him, like the right side. Then he said, what is this question? Is Krishna more beautiful than Krishna? Like this. He clarified in no time that non-difference between Krishna and Gauranga. They are same. Krishna is absolute. Even though Krishna is complete in himself, even though the internal energy comes out as another personality, as a complete package, still the whole remains the same in complete balance. Just now you read, the complete whole remains in complete balance. It doesn't imbalance. Okay, Radharani went away from him. No, he's still complete in himself. He's never incomplete. Even though he has taken the jivas out of him, still he is complete. He has taken Radharani out of him as another personality just to see the Leela activities, how she behaves, how she cries in his absence and everything. So that is, he still remains complete in himself. There is no incompleteness in Krishna. They are not two different personalities. We should never see Gaura and Krishna as two different personalities. If you see one song, that Vaja Bhakta Vatsala Gaura Hari, that song, at the end it's Gaura Gopala, it will come Gaura Gopala, it will come Nanda Tulala, Jaya Gaura Gopala, like this. So it's Gaura Gopala, Gopala but in Gaura form. So he's complete in himself. There's no lagging. So this sloka is very, very important and very powerful. We know this, then we fixed in transcendence, signs of Krishna. Okay. Any other questions? Maybe it's going beyond your head and you're looking for some answers, not without Gauranga. Because here we are used to hearing many lectures without Gauranga. No? Guru Maharaj is the only person who is talking a lot of Gauranga. The problem with me is I heard from him. And also, of course, read by Chaitanya Charitamrita. which most of them doesn't, because they don't cross Bhagavatam. So they stick with Bhagavad Gita, they give mini Bhagavad Gita lectures. Maximum they'll go to certain portions of Bhagavatam. So there's no touch of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this knowledge is lagging. Of course, 5,000 years before what movement was there, certainly 500 years before, a great transformation has happened. And what is the transformation you need to know, no? What is so special about Krishna as Gauranga? You should know. He's certainly special. In the absence of Krishna, we are talking so much about Krishna, no? Now in Kali Yuga, there's no Krishna. For 5,000 years before, he has gone to his own. But we are talking right now, we are all in Zoom, it's a modern technology, everything. You are all youth coming here and we are all talking about Krishna. What magic? Who made the magic? Same Gauranga. Gauranga made this magic. Okay. So it's, oh, this is too much here. You people have to get up early and chant your rounds. So I give you, then I'll ask you question on Saturday. Did you finish your rounds and all that? So go back. Good night, Gaura dreams. Any other questions? You can either put it in groups and or send me as private message, voice message or something. I can answer. And maybe I will put, if the question is valuable, I may put it in the group also. With your copyright permission. Only if you will so. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Put it in the group or in the WhatsApp. Okay, we'll wind up here. Or park it for tomorrow and bring it tomorrow. Okay, Hari Bol. Tomorrow we are starting mantra 1. Or do you want the fundamentals? I want to take you through a fundamental course. Before we go through any of the books, scriptural books, how many of you would like to hear this? Because many of you would have undergone, I think, like Jiva, Ishvara, Kala, Karma, Prakriti and all that. But, or whatever is the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. But I would like to give a very, very nice scientific presentation on fundamentals of Bhagavad Gita before we touch any books, so that you don't have much of the questions, but rather you will relish. So I'll put the survey in the group. So all of you, who's there? Our dear friends. Navaneet Prabhu, Jayalakshmi Mataji, everybody should look into the group, please. Arna Prabhu, everybody look into the group and answer the things. Don't let the coordinator again and again ping you. Look at the group I'll be putting. So you want fundamentals of Krishna consciousness, general course, which talks about the basics of Krishna consciousness, very, very basics, and in a profound form. And once you know that, then all the purports are like this going inside. Very easy to dissolve the purports. Some of you would have done some portion of the fundamentals and you may feel bored as a repetition or something, but you can contribute. You can contribute by some points, comments. Okay. To the survey, answer to the survey. Okay, Hari Bol. Jai. Vanchakalpatar Bhishta Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavane. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai. Guru Maharaj ki. Jai. Gaura Prem.